Greetings. The purpose of this first video this week is to help you with the FRQ in case you have to do any corrections on your FRQ. First of all, let me tell you that you guys did great. This is the first time we've used this format. Only one person contacted me about having trouble logging in, and it looks like just about everybody made the time limit. One or two of you didn't complete it. I don't know if you ran out of time or didn't realize that there was a second question. There's at least two people that didn't attempt any of the second half regarding Akira and the sleep. So let's get started. The first scenario, you had a young man named Brandon hiking in the woods with his dog when his dog alerted to an unknown sound in the woods. The first term is epinephrine. Most of you correctly identified that epinephrine is a hormone that's produced by the body to create a sense of arousal. It activates increases heart rate, it increases breathing, and it's part of the sympathetic nervous system's arousal, fight or flight, to make you ready to take on challenges. This is also related to the peripheral nervous system. You could have gone one of two ways. Remember, the peripheral nervous system is everything, all the nerves except the brain and the spinal cord, all the other neurons, right? The motor and sensory neurons. So you could have said that Brandon used his motor neurons, the peripheral nervous system, to grab onto the leash. The brain sent a message to the hand to squeeze the leash. Or you could have said that Brandon used his peripheral nervous system to take in sensory information through his sensory neurons and deliver them to the brain. Some of you failed to mention that it is that the peripheral nervous system brings information in and sends information out from the brain and the spinal cord, right? Some of you simply said he used his peripheral nervous system to squeeze the leash. Well, he used his hand to squeeze the leash, right? His peripheral nervous system delivered the message from the brain to the hand to squeeze the leash. The occipital lobe, almost everybody got this right. We see in the back of our brain, we process vision. So everything that Brandon saw, he processed what he saw in the occipital lobes in the back of his head. And finally, natural selection, right? You needed to indicate that either Brandon or the dog responded the way they did to this danger using their instincts that had been passed along to them through evolution from their ancestors. Brandon and his dog have evolved, their species have evolved for survival, and so each of them had a particular response in this situation in response to danger that was instinctual as a result of evolution, natural selection. The second half, this person, Akira, has been having trouble staying awake during the day. He's taking energy drinks to keep himself awake. If he was to go to a doctor might use an EEG, an electroencephalogram, to measure the electrical waves, the brain waves, especially if he was studying Akira's sleep cycle, right? So EEG, electroencephalogram, measures brain waves. Stimulants, most of you recognize that Akira is already taking stimulants in the form of coffee and energy drinks. Some of you said the doctor could prescribe stimulants. Stimulants speed up the nervous system. So that would help Akira stay awake during the day. Melatonin is produced in the brain by the pineal gland, and it helps you go to sleep. It makes you drowsy. And so perhaps Akira's melatonin is out of balance, and so therefore that is producing problems. And then lastly, narcolepsy. Akira is wanting to fall asleep all during the day. Narcolepsy is a sleep disorder in which a person has a strong urge to fall asleep several times during the day. Please type your corrections directly into an Edsby message, And if you do this by Friday at 4 p.m., I'll be glad to give you full credit. Peace.